Well, hello everyone. My name is TJ Toolson, and this is my B499b course wrap-up video. And what I wanted to focus on today was kind of a little bit about my journey this semester. So I have been interviewing all semester long, and really for a long time, for about a year, I've been networking with Walmart, trying to get into the replenishment leadership program with Walmart. So this current semester rather, I got to spend a lot of time interviewing. I got to fly out there a few times and eventually got the job. But throughout this process, I was obviously taking this course. And so I focused my endeavors on getting a network and getting some mentors from Walmart. And I was able to talk with a bunch of really, really sharp people, a few of which I gained some really good things from. I wanted to kind of give a shout out to them. The first one was Sean Rorison, who's kind of basically risen up the ranks in the replenishment side of things. Ben Manning, who's also spent much of his time with Walmart in replenishment. John Pearson, who is currently a senior buyer for the frozen foods category with Walmart. And Rich McCracken, who is a divisional replenishment manager for Walmart. All really sharp people, but I just wanted to focus on a few things that they taught me. The first thing that pretty much all of them said is that with business writing, the goal is to be clear, concise, brief, to the point, which is kind of counterintuitive given all of our experience in foundations English class, things like that, where you almost stretch out the process. With business writing, you really want to just convey your point, be clear, and that's it. The next thing that I learned from my mentors was being professional. Being professional is obviously important, but then what was even more important than that was to still be yourself. What I learned from a few of my mentors that mentioned this is that some people can kind of create sort of a different personality for themselves as they're writing emails, and it's very different than the person that they talk to in real life. So they said that, it's not a huge issue or anything, but to be personable is not being professional. So you can still be personable and professional at the same time. So don't be afraid to lose yourself, lose your identity in your writings just for the sake of proclaimed professionalism. The next thing that I learned from Rich McCracken actually was to take your own meeting notes. He said that, sometimes there's a person who will be taking notes for the entire meeting, who will give them out at the end and things like that. But those people aren't necessarily seeing things through the lens that you are seeing them through. And what they think might be important will not be important to you, especially as you're receiving assignments and tasks from managers and things like that in your meetings. It's really important that you're taking very good notes, things that you can reflect upon as you're completing this task, completing this assignment, instead of having to go back to them and talk with them again about it or something like that. So that's why I chose to do meeting minutes as one of my documents that I previously had not planned or really wanted to do, but found it to be very beneficial and very helpful. The final thing that I learned from particularly the guys on the replenishment side of things was to be very direct and very clear with suppliers. Walmart kind of has a bad rap sometimes of being the bully on the block when it comes to their suppliers, but what they described to me was that it's very important to be very clear with your supplier. It's very important to set goals with them, to establish those goals, and that they know what they are, because you're dealing with sometimes billions of dollars, especially with some of Walmart's larger categories. Canned meat, for example, was a multi-billion-dollar desk, and when you're talking about these people and these other companies that are trying to work with Walmart, it's very important to be clear. Sometimes to the sacrifice of being cordial or pleasurable in your conversation, it's more important that the supplier understand very clearly what their expectations are, what are the things that they need to be doing. So when in doubt, or when you're kind of debating between should I be really nice to this person, really cordial, or should I make things very clear, it's more important to be clear and concise in your statements as opposed to being nice, especially when dealing with a potentially unpleasurable issue like talking to them about issues with a product or something like that. It's more important that they get what's going on than it is to be nice or to be their friend, because at the end of the day, your business, their business, and two people are trying to make business happen. So these are the things that I've learned from my mentors that I think will help people in their professional writing and their professional endeavors throughout their career, and some things that I really treasure, and it's been a pleasure working with all of you this semester, and I hope you have a good one. Talk to you later.